Hey everyone, this is Arzuhan from CRIXIGO. In today's tutorial, we're going to recreate the official Premier League Arsenal goal animation in Alight Motion. So, without further ado, let's get started.
CRIXIGO.
I've already prepared the composition with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 in landscape format. Before we begin, turn on the grid and set the grid size to 55. Now, add around the rectangle to create the scoreboard background. Change the color and set its size to 660 by 67 pixels. Next, import the Premier League logo, the version with only the lion head. Resize it and position it like this. Add a triangle shape and change its color. Keep in mind that the official animation actually uses a gradient, but for this tutorial, we'll keep things simple by using a solid color instead. Adjust each corner point until it matches the shape shown on screen. Feel free to use the grid as a guide to make the placement more accurate. Once you're happy with the result, duplicate the triangle. Move the Premier League logo. Position the duplicated triangle until both shapes overlap like this. Next, add a text layer using your club abbreviation. For this tutorial, I'll be using ARS for Arsenal. Set the text alignment to center, then adjust the font size and color. Finally, resize the text box and position it until everything looks balanced. Once that's done, duplicate the text layer and change the content to goal. We won't use this text just yet, but we'll need it later in the middle of the animation. Now, duplicate the two triangles we created earlier and change their color. Group them together. To make positioning easier later on, temporarily rotate the group to negative 180 degrees. Duplicate the goal text and use it as the score. Replace the text with your score, increase the font size. Then position it to the right of the Premier League logo. Duplicate the score once more and move the second copy to the left side of the logo. At this point, the basic layout of our scoreboard is complete. Now we're ready to start bringing everything to life with animation. Turn off the grid since we don't need it anymore. Let's start with the Premier League logo. Add the raster transform effect, then animate the scale value from 0.01 to 1.00 over 10 frames. Adjust the graph until the animation feels smooth and natural. Next, add the scale shift effect to the scoreboard background. Set it to x-axis mode only. Then animate the scale value from 0% to 100% over 19 frames. As usual, refine the graph to smooth out the animation. Now, add raster transform to the black score text. Animate the offset x value over 1 second. so the score slides out from the center. Once you're happy with the animation, copy the effect and paste it onto the right score. Simply change the first offset X keyframe so it also starts from the center. Next, pass the same raster transform effect onto the clip name text. Adjust the first offset X keyframe so the text also appears from the center. Now, add the wipe effect. Adjust the N value so the back of the text stays hidden behind the Premier League logo before it becomes visible. Once everything looks right, copy all the effects from the club name layer and pass them onto the call text. Then make a view adjustment so the animation matches the other text layers. Finally, move the Premier League logo to the very top of the layer stack. Let's preview the animation. Now duplicate the scoreboard background and remove all of its effects. Place the duplicated layer above the left triangle layers. Group the two left triangles together. Then copy the raster transform effect from the club name layer and paste it onto the triangle group. Adjust the animation until it matches the movement of the other elements. If needed, add the wipe effect and tweak its properties just like we did before. Once the left side looks good, copy all of its effects. Go to the right triangle group, reset its rotation back to the default value, then paste the copied effects. Open raster transform effect, then adjust both the angle and offset X values so the animation flows naturally with the rest of the scoreboard. Duplicate the scoreboard background one more time and place it above the right triangle group. Finally, turn both triangle groups into masking groups using their corresponding scoreboard background layers. For now, hide the gold text layer. Next, we'll organize the timing of every animation. Move the scoreboard background forward by a few frames. Duplicate it again, reduce the roundness radius to 0. Then add the wipe effect. Adjust the settings until the upper part of the rectangle stays hidden. Now stagger every layer so they appear one after another. Next, let's create a time marker. This will make it much easier to align our keyframes later. Go back to the Premier League logo, animate the offset X value over 1 second. Now add the flip layer effect. Make sure this effect sits above raster transform in the effects tag. Animate the angle value from 0 degrees to 180 degrees over 1 second. After 2 seconds, animate back to 0 degrees. Adjust the graph until the flip feels smooth, then copy the graph. We'll reuse this exact graph throughout the rest of the animation, so every moving element feels perfectly synchronized. Duplicate the Premier League logo and replace it with your club logo. Since every club logo has a different shape, you may need to adjust both logo size and some of the keyframe values. Finally, add the mirror effect. And place it at the very top of the effects tag. Once everything looks right in terms of both size and animation, trim both logo layers exactly at the halfway point of the flip layer animation, right when the logo is perfectly horizontal. This creates a seamless transition between the Premier League logo and the club logo. Once both logo animations are working properly, continue animating the remaining layers. Use the time marker and the graphic copied layer as your reference. Just follow the animation shown on screen. Now let's create the green flash transition that appears when a goal is scored. Duplicate the scoreboard background, enlarge it until it completely covers the scoreboard. Then change the color to green to lime gradient, inspired by the 2025 to 2026 Premier League season. Remove the scale assist effect, then reset the wipe effect to its default settings. Increase the start value, decrease the end value, and raise the feather until you get a nice soft glow. Next, add raster transform. Animate the flash moving to the right, then back to the left. Again, use the time marker to position your keyframes. Let's take a look at the result. Before we continue, there's one important thing to mention. Everything we've built so far is actually the base animation used for every Premier League goal animation. So if you want to recreate animations for clubs like Chelsea, Aston Villa, Leeds, or any other Premier League team, the overall workflow is exactly the same. The only differences are the colors and the club logo. However, the animation after this point is completely different because every club has its own unique goal animation. Now let's move on to the next section. Now it's time to recreate Arsenal's signature goal animation. First, import the cannon icon, then adjust its size and position. Animate its entrance using the raster transform effect, specifically the offset X property. Once you're happy with the motion, refine the graph until it feels smooth. Next, continue animating the goal text using the raster transform effect. Follow the animation shown on screen and make sure the timing stays synchronized with the cannon animation. Now move the Canon icon below the club logo, then add the wipe effect. Next, duplicate the Canon icon and replace it with the Canon wheel. Be careful here, there are two different wheel assets, so make sure you pick the correct one. To make the wheel rotate naturally, duplicate the raster transform effect, reset it back to its default settings, then animate the angle value until the rotation looks smooth and believable. Once that's done, duplicate the wheel layer one more time. On the bottom wheel layer, replace the image with the thicker wheel version. Finally, change its blending mode to mask exclude. Next, let's create smoke effects coming out of the Canon. To be honest, this effect is a little difficult to explain step by step because it's mostly about experimenting until it looks right. It only uses three effects: raster transform, scatter repeat, and turbulent displace. So for this part, just follow along carefully and pay close attention to how I combine and animate these effects. Once everything looks good, mask the cannon, the wheel, and the smoke effect using the applicated scoreboard background layer. The last element we'll recreate is the timer board. Start by adding another rounded rectangle. Adjust its size and position. And move it to the bottom of the layer stack. Add a raster transform effect, just like we did with the previous elements. Then animate it so the timer board slides in from the top. After that, add the wipe effect. Now add a text layer. You can type any random letters or numbers for now. Adjust the font size and position. Then add the timecode effect. You don't need to change any of its settings. Simply add another wipe effect and reduce the end value until the milliseconds are hidden. Then reposition the text so it sits perfectly in the center of the timer board. Parent the text layer to the rectangle layer, then move it above the timer background. Finally, copy all the effects from the timer background and pass them onto the timer text. Make a few adjustments wherever necessary, so both layers animate together correctly. To finish everything off, animate the entire timer board so it follows the movement of the Premier League logo. And that's it. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.